Hi guys, it's Joey Rowan, and I thought I'd do this quick little video about, I think what we'll call them as DIY spell candle holders, maybe. And I've been making these for Imbolc, which is just around the corner. It's on Saturday, I believe. It's the 2nd of February here. Is that Saturday? Yes, it is. So I've been making things all day today. Been getting into the swing of it. And this is something you can do for Imbolc, if you like, with all the candles that you may or may not have on your altar at Imbolc. And you can do it for anything to do with candle magic or spell crafting or that sort of thing. And the reason I thought to show you is I'll show you what I've made, well, put together rather than made, is like this. So I've mentioned my method of attaching a spell candle to a tea light before, and that's what this is. And what you can do is, if you have semi-used tea lights and you don't want to throw them away, and you want to reuse them, and you're thinking, how can I reuse them or something like that, you can do that with these, or you can just use tea lights and that you have around, because they're cheap and freely available everywhere. And the reason I started doing this initially is to give it a flat base, because obviously the tea light has the flat base, whereas the spell candles that you can get quite often do not. And if you don't have an awful lot of candle holders, and candle holders for these size spell candles can be quite difficult to come by, so this is a nifty little idea for solving those problems. And these will stand upright wherever you want them, if you want them in your window, if you want them on your altar, etc. And it's so simple and easy, and that you can change it depending on what you're going to do. So as I said, this is for Imbolc. So I have made 1, 3, 6. I have a total of 8 candles. 7 of them are white, with this around the base. Now I have applied appropriate herbs to the tea light base and sealed them on with wax. The light is going to be all over the place because I'm having to move things about, and I think it looks really, really pretty, just like that. So 7 of them are white for the goddess, for Imbolc, and then 1 is yellow for the god being reborn at Imbolc. So I'm not going to show you all of them, but the rest are just like that white one, and they will be on my altar in a circle with the yellow one perhaps at the front to symbolise the god. And I thought this was such a cute little idea, and it's something I often do with spells. And obviously I can't really show spells in their progression, and afterwards, I mean, it kind of spoils it. So I thought I'd show these because these are for Imbolc, so it's not ruining a spell or whatever. But if you wanted to do this for a spell, you could do this rather than coating your candle in herbs, if you're worrying about the sparking things and stuff. So what you would do is you would take appropriate herbs to your candle, and I'll show you which herbs are actually on the bottom of these Imbolc ones and why. So what have we got? We have rose petals. Now, rose petals I quite frequently use in all of my goddess decorations, and the reason that I use it in all of my goddess decorations and offerings is because of the peace and love element of it. The love is how the goddess loves us all, and how she loves her consort, the god. And it's also really, really great for calming, stopping stresses, and working on relationships, which is a really big part of Imbolc. The purifying aspect of getting rid of that darkness of last year, embracing into the spring, the new growth. And a lot of magic around Imbolc can be to do that. It's very similar to the wolf moon magic, where rose quartz and quartz are used to improve relationships which have had problems, promoting healing in relationships. So rose petals are on the bottom of my Imbolc candle. Also on there is lavender, and lavender's in the big huge bag over there, so I won't lift that up. That again is the stress relief, the meditative, the calming effect. So what else have I popped on? I've on the God candle I popped some orange flowers just on the God one, so you can see them there. Oh, there's a bit of wax has got into the flowers. I love it when that happens. Right, excuse me. Let's remove that. So orange flowers are love, good fortune, and yeah, you can use them for other bits and pieces. But the love between the god and the goddess symbolised there. There's also jasmine. I've put a little bit of jasmine on them. Jasmine flowers for happiness, peace, and prophetic dreams. So more for the peace and love element at Imbolc. And then my all-time favourite herb is Angelica, and this is Angelica root, and it has that purifying, protective, and exorcism of negative energies oomph to it. And that's something that you can do with great gusto at Imbolc, is clearing out all the negative crap that was in your home, in yourself, in that past that you've been mulling over all winter. Just boom, get it out of you. And therefore I put that all around the bottom of in very small amounts, obviously, because you can't get too much around the bottom. So, but that was just for Imbolc. So if you wanted to do a one of these, I don't think I've got any more of the spell candles here. Let's see. No, I haven't. If you wanted to do them for a different purpose, you could use this as a really great way of doing a little spell. Simple, dead easy, that you get your little tea light and you light it and you attach your spell candle of this size in the appropriate colour. So if you're going to do a bringing love into your life in a general way, you have pink maybe. If you wanted to do prosperity, you would have a green candle. If you wanted to banish negativity, you would have a black candle. A white candle could be multi-purpose. So you would match up your intent with the colour of the candle, and then you would pick 3 or 4 herbs to sprinkle around the bottom and then attach with wax. Now you could do this 2 ways. You can do it the way I did it. Where is... I use these silver little candles, these cheapy ones, to seal things. So the way I would do it is slightly tilt it just so it's not gonna, the herbs aren't gonna fall off on the desk rather than up here, because obviously you do it up here, you're gonna get a mess. So you tilt it slightly and then just drip the wax around, or you can heat up around the bottom with a heating tool of some description, and then sprinkle the herbs on, and they should dry on that way. If you make your own tea lights, you could, which is pretty damn easy to do, by the way, you could then fill it up as it was drying, if you so wished. So you take appropriate herbs for your appropriate purposes. So if you were getting rid of negativity, you could pick pine needles, rosemary, and rue, for example. Let's see. For bringing love into your life in a general way, you could have rose petals, chamomile, and orange flowers, maybe. Things like that. If you're promoting healing, you could have a blue candle in a thing, and then lavender. What would I use for in a healing sense? Lavender, sage, probably rose petals, for example. And you could just take 3, or a little bit more, or a little bit less. You could just use 1 if you really wanted to, you know. If you just wanted pure rose petal down the bottom, you could do that. And you imbue that all with your intent. So you take your herbs and program them, and this is what I want you to do. And you, if I was going to be doing that for spell work, I would have all the herbs in a little bowl and imbue them all in one go. So if I was making more than one of these little candles, then all the herbs were imbued before they were attached, in whichever method you decide to attach them. And the great thing with these is that you can buy packs of them relatively cheaply. I got a pack of 12 of the white ones for £5.95, I think, from Pagan Dreams. And if you were going to do a spell that you wanted to keep going, you could make 7 of these little candles and burn them for a week. So say you were really wishing to purify your home and self. These candles would work brilliantly for purification purposes, because that is one of the major points of Imbolc. So these would actually work brilliantly for that purpose. And therefore you would burn one down each day for 7 days. You could even add some sort of oil to it if you wished, like without all the herbs in, just a base oil with some anything, you know. And you could carve a little rune into them, because dead easy to do that with a little carvy tool, being very careful if you're going to do that. And then you can burn them for one a day for 7 days, because they're not huge, so, you know, size of my head. Size of my head, no. They're I don't think I have anything that would not really. They're not very big. I mean, okay, see my finger, they're not very big. So they don't burn that long. So often you get these candles where you have to supervise them for a long time and make sure they're alright, and it becomes a bit of a faff. Whereas these are small, simple, to the point, and you can burn them down for whichever intention you want. Now, if you don't have a specific colour, you could use white for anything, or grey. White or grey is a multi-purpose colour, although for Imbolc it is the purity, the melting of the snow. It's often this, you know, you often see snowdrops around at this time of year, so that's, excuse me, itchy nose. Oh, you often see snowdrops around at this time of year, so it's a sort of symbolic colour of that, and it's also the onset of the maiden, in her purity, and it sort of symbolises white and purity and that sort of angelicness. So it's the turning of the year, that purity of white, and that's why I'm using the white candles for Imbolc. It's very festive or traditional. So I thought I would share those with you because they're simple, they're really easy. You can change them up for your own purposes, for your different spells, use different colours, use different herbs, and they're so easy to do. You just take a little tea light, light it, give it a minute just so the wax is starting to run underneath. You can, if you wish, take your spell candle, hover it over the top of the flame for a second just to wet it, and then plonk it down. Hard and firm. Hold it for 20 seconds until it is attached firmly by the wax, and then you'll have a free standing candle with no need to buy a candle holder, and then you just decorate it as you see fit, if you are doing it that way around and not putting herbs in and making your own tea lights and stuff. But those you can make without ever having to branch into candle making itself. So I thought I would share those with you because I thought they were cute and a really easy, simple thing that you can do. And that's it for this video. Many blessings.